Hello students, welcome to SR Concepts. I am Ravi Verma and in this video we will start chapter number 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. Dear students, in order to have a clue what we are going to learn in this chapter, let us look at the title of the chapter, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. That means we are going to talk about certain chemical changes or certain chemical effects brought about by the flow of electric current through the material. Students, when an electric current passes through certain materials, for example, when an electric current will pass through water containing salt. So when the electric current will pass through the such a water, it will bring about certain chemical changes or certain chemical reactions in water. This effect of flow of electric current is called chemical effect of electric current. Means when electric current is passing through water or some other liquids or some other materials, it brings about some chemical changes. It causes some chemical reactions. This effect is called chemical effect of electric current. Okay. So students, let's proceed further. What else we need to learn in this chapter? First of all, students, you need to think why your parents, why your elders warn you about not touching any electrical appliance with wet hands. This is because you may get an electric shock, right? This means if you are touching any electrical appliance with wet hands, this is possible that electric current will flow into your body. Dear students, we have learnt about good conductors and bad conductors of electricity, or we can say the conductors and insulators of electricity. Dear students, in class 6th, we had made a tester like this, in which we used one bulb and one battery or cell like this. We made a circuit like this, right? And we tested for the materials for their conductivity of electric current. We know that the materials placed between the two will be good conductors of electricity if the bulb glows, and if the bulb does not glow, the material placed between the two ends of the tester is a poor conductor of electricity. So what is meaning of the terms good conductor and poor conductor of electricity? Good conductors of electricity are those materials which allow easy passage of electric current through them, while poor conductors of electricity are those which do not allow easy conduction of electric current through them. A poor conductor may conduct electricity but at a very slow rate, or we can say very slowly or very negligibly. So a poor conductor may be a conductor but very poor conductor. That's why we are using the term poor conductor. We can say in fact that electric current can pass through most of the materials, but only certain materials allow the passage of electric current very easily while others do not. Okay, so dear students, in class 6 we know that in class 6 we came to know that copper, aluminium, iron, the metals like this are very good conductors. So they are called conductors of electricity, while wood and plastic, these are not the good conductors, these are poor conductors of electric current. So far in class 6th, we had tested just the solid materials. But what about liquids? Do liquids conduct electricity? Let us find out about it. So dear students, what is written? Pahli and Bujo wanted to remind you that one should not experiment with electric supply from the mains or from a generator or an inverter. Use only electric cells for all activities suggested here. So whatever activity we will discuss, we will use only simple cells like this or simple batteries. Students, to check the conductivity of liquids, to check do liquids conduct electricity, we can use the same type of tester. Simply we will replace the cells from a battery, right? So students, for checking the conductivity, the electrical conductivity of the liquids, let us perform the activity number 14.1. What we will do, we will take a plastic bottle cap like this and we will keep lemon juice in it. We will take the tester like this and we will replace the tester with an LED bulb. We may replace, however, first of all we are using the bulb, that is the torch bulb. Okay, so here is the torch bulb, here is the battery, these are the wires and these are the ends of the circuit, right, or the tester. We may use, before using the tester, we can check whether the tester is working or not. If we will touch the two ends of the tester together, right, the bulb should glow. And if the bulb is not glowing, that means either the bulb is fused or it is not working, or your battery has been used up and it has no electrical energy further, or there are certain loose connections in your tester. So if the bulb is not glowing, check that the connections are properly tied up, right? And if they are, then we have to replace the bulb. If the bulb glows, that's okay. Even if the bulb is not glowing with the replacement of the new bulb, then we should replace the battery. So first of all we will check the connections, then we will replace the bulb, and if the new bulb is also not glowing, then we will place the battery in place of that. So first of all, in the plastic bottle cap, for example we use those 6 ml or 1 liter cold drink bottles, we can take those plastic caps, right? So in those plastic caps we will take the lemon juice and we will put these two ends into the lemon juice, but ensure that the tester is working properly, so we need to check the tester before using it. Once you have checked that the tester is now working, then only you will use the tester in the lemon juice. So when you will dip these two ends in the lemon juice, you will see that the bulb is glowing, and if the bulb is glowing, that means lemon juice is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, so dear students, if lemon juice is good conductor of electricity, the bulb should glow properly. However, this may be the case that the bulb is not glowing properly because bulb need a lot amount of electric current to pass through it. In that case, if on dipping the two ends into the lemon juice, the bulb is not glowing properly or the light is very dim, we may replace the torch bulb with an LED bulb. We can use an LED bulb. Then you will see that LED is glowing properly and it is indicating that the lemon juice is a good conductor of electric current. In case we take vinegar in place of lemon juice, even then the bulb will glow very properly or the LED will glow very properly. That means both vinegar and lemon juice are good conductors of electric current. Okay, so dear students, right, so what is written here, let's read this topic from book also. What is written: when the liquid between the two ends of the tester allow the electric current to pass, the circuit of the tester becomes complete and the current flows in the circuit and the bulb glows. When the liquids do not allow the electric current to pass. The circuit of the tester is incomplete and the bulb does not glow. So when we will take any such a liquid which does not conduct electricity, then what will happen? That there will be no flow of electric current between the two ends and the circuit will not be complete and the bulb will not glow. But as we have taken the lemon juice inside the bottle cap, what is happening? That the electric current from one end is passing through the lemon juice and then coming into the another end, and this is how the circuit is being complete and the electric current is flowing, and this is why the bulb is glowing. So in case of lemon juice and vinegar, the bulb will glow and the two liquids are good conductors of electric current. Dear students, in some situation when the bulb is not glowing, if the torch bulb is not glowing, we have to replace the LED. What is the reason that the torch bulb is not glowing while the LED is glowing? The reason is that, do you remember why the bulb glows when electric current passes through it? This is due to the heating effect of current. The filament of the bulb gets heated to a high temperature and it starts glowing. However, if the current through a circuit is too weak, the filament does not get heated sufficiently and it does not glow. And why is the current in the circuit weak? Well, though a material may conduct electricity, it may not conduct it as easily as a metal. So this may be possible that when we are dipping the two ends of the tester into the lemon juice, the bulb is not glowing very brightly but it is dim, right? In that case, or in case of any other liquid, if the bulb is not glowing properly, this may be possible that the electric current flowing through these materials, right, is too weak, right, and because of this the filament will not glow properly, the filament of the bulb will not get heated up properly and it will not glow. So though a material may conduct electricity, it may not conduct it as easily as metals. As you know that metals are very good conductors while the other materials may not be so much good conductors of electric current. So as a result, the circuit of the tester may be complete and yet the current through it may be too weak to make the bulb glow. Can we make another tester which can detect a weak current? This is the question now. Can we make another tester which can detect a weak current? So dear students, here what we have done, initially we had used the torch bulb, but if the bulb is not glowing brightly, we can replace it with the LED bulb. So we have used two types of testers, one with the torch bulb, the other with the LED bulb, right? But here we will make one more type of tester. What is that type of tester we will discuss in the next video. So in this video what we have discussed that there are two types of materials. One may be good conductors, the other may be poor conductors of electric current. The bulb or the torch bulb may not glow even when the electric current is flowing through the material. This may be because the electric current is very weak, right? So in that case we may keep the LED bulb. We discussed that we may check the tester before using. How to check the tester? We will simply connect the two ends of the tester together without any material, right? And if the bulb is glowing, that means tester is okay. If the bulb is not glowing, that means something is wrong with the tester. Maybe the bulb is fused, maybe the battery is used up, or maybe the connections are loose. In case the connections are loose, we have to tighten them, right? Or we can replace the bulb with the new one or battery with the new one. Dear students, something is written here. This is very important. What is written? While checking your tester, do not join its free ends for more than a few seconds. Otherwise, the cells of the battery will drain very quickly. So this is very important that for checking the tester, you simply touch the two ends and remove the two ends very quickly. Otherwise, the battery will drain up very quickly. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video we will discuss another type of tester being used for testing the conductivity of electric current through the liquids and some other materials.